Hello everyone, welcome to this last session of this heartstring special series, and today also we'll be drawing a tile with a heart. Yes, and I'm going to start tangling first and then insert the heart on the tile. Yes, kind of transcend it on the tile. So let's get started with today's session. I'm going to draw a tangle called Ravel. Yes, I'm using my burgundy pen. You can use any pen, a brown pen, a burgundy pen, or the normal black micron. That's entirely your choice. How do you want to start? So started with two orbs, and then I'm going to connect these with an S stroke, add an aura. Yes, and then add few more auras on both sides. So as many as you feel like. So I've added 3, and I'm going to add 3 on the other side also. You can vary the number of auras also. Inside this aura, I'm going to add some orbs. So Ravel is also a Zentangle original and a purely aura based tangle. You can extend it the way you want, but I'm going to again extend it like this, add another aura which is a slightly thicker aura, and then add few more. Since we have added 3 to the first one, let's stick to that. And then I'm going to add orbs inside this aura, squeezing them in, squishing them, not drawing complete orbs. Yes, and then I'm going to add one more orb here. Again, start with the S stroke. I'm going to be filling the entire tile with the same tangle and probably find some spaces in between to insert any other tangle like flux or tipple or any tangle of your choice. That's entirely your choice. Yes, and then I'm going to connect one like this. So not really thinking how, where, what, going with the flow, going with the spaces. Sticking to 3 auras on each side at the moment. Of course, you can add more to fill up some empty spaces. So this space either you can completely fill up with auras only, or you can add any other tangle of your choice, tipple or probably flux. Yes, and then small little space left there, you can comfortably fill it in like this. Yes, small little intersectices, spaces between orbs also to be inked. Again doing the same exercise, 3 auras. Yes, and you can add a nice flux there and add some bit of inking there like this. Yes, so I'm going to continue like this and fill up the entire tile. Yes, and then so this looks somewhat like cadent. Yes, cadent with lots of auras, or you can call it Ravel. That's perfectly fine. Anything that you feel like. Yes, again going to go ahead and add the orbs. Draw at your own pace, slowly. Go ahead and fill up the entire tile with a mix of these ravels and some tiny flux in between. So I'm still drawing my ravel in the same way, connecting orbs the way I wish to. Adding auras on both sides. Adding some bit of flux here and there. Tiny ones. Finding place in between these ravels. Yes. Take your time. Add the orbs. Add some flux in between. Tiny ones. Yes. So I'm going to add some more of these ravels. Fill up most of the space, and if some bit of space is still left at the edges, we can add some flux there, or we can add some tipple there. That's entirely our choice. Yes, so I don't mind adding some bit of flux there, since we do have flux inside the ravel also. So flux comes with tipple, so tipple has to be there. Again, some bit of flux here. It's entirely your choice if you want to continue and extend the ravel till the ends. That's entirely your choice. Since we have added some flux here and there, so I am adding some bit of flux at the ends. Again, extending my ravel a little more. 3 auras on both sides. Add the orbs. Again, here you can connect it like this. Very tiny spaces, you can just extend the auras. Add a few more orbs here. Yes. So take your time. I'm going to fill up the entire tile in this fashion. Yes, so we need to add a few more ravels here and there. So I'm just left with some spaces at the edges where probably a ravel would not fit. very nicely, unless you want to draw behind. So I'm using those spaces to add some flux. But as I mentioned, it's entirely your choice. You can always draw behind and completely fill up the tile with Ravel. Yes. So probably we can add a small one here or add some more auras and extend this one a little more before we go ahead and add our flux. A beautiful organic tangle to draw. Gels well with almost any tangle. Yes, I think that's enough. If you want to redo these circles or orbs that you started with, please go back and just run your pen over it again so that you kind of re-emphasize those orbs from where you started to draw your Ravel. Yes. So now that we are done drawing our Ravel, now I'm going to draw my heart. So use a boulder nib like an 08 or a 10 if you have handy. Yes. And draw your heart in the center. Something like this. Yes. So I'm going to make it more prominent. I guess a 10 would be better. So I'm running through the 08 to the line that I created using my 08 once again, making it bolder. Yes, I think that's bold enough. If you want, you can add one more layer. So something like this that I'm talking about. One more layer. So again, I'm going to make the lines a little bolder by adding a little extra ink. Yes. Slowly take your time. If you don't have a boulder nib, you can do the same exercise with your normal pen. You just have to run through the lines one or two times more, making it thicker. That's all I'm doing here. Yes, so once you are done with that, I'm now going to use my jelly roll pen. Yes, and add an aura inside the heart. So what I'm doing now is using my jelly roll 08 and adding an aura inside the black line, the black heart, like this. Make sure your gel pen is flowing, else run it over a blank piece of paper before you start. Also, jelly roll takes a little while to dry up, so don't put your hand immediately over. Give it some time to dry up. Yeah. So using my 08 to add an additional aura which is very close to the first black line. Slowly go around the white inside the black line. Yes, give it 2 minutes to dry. The next thing is to add, make sure your pencil is sharp enough. A little black outside, like this, not adding too much, since the other half we want to highlight with chalk. Yes, and then black outside this heart also. Yes, and let's blend this. Not too much. Go around, soften the graphite. Same thing here, but don't blend too much. As I mentioned, we also have to add chalk inside. So I'm not pulling it out too much, just softening it where it is without dragging it out too much. Yes, next comes the chalk. I'm going to add chalk inside. A little more at the edges. And then here. Slowly take your time. Yes, I use a different blending stub and soften the chalk. Same here. And a little inside. If you want to redo the graphite a little bit, revisit the graphite. And revisit the lines. Yes. So if chalk has covered your black line, please redo it. Make sure you don't cover the white jelly roll. Slowly take your time. The center can be converted to a pearl. Yes, and you can also add some bit of embellishments here and there inside. Yes, for example, you can add some more pearls inside if you wish to. Now the rest of the tile, I'm going to add some bit of shading to the Ravel also. So generally we shade around these orbs as far as Ravels are concerned. Just add some graphite around these orbs, and when you blend it, it automatically travels to all these petal shapes. So you don't have to think much when shading Ravel. Just take a cue from the orbs from where you started with and blend. Yes. So automatically the graphite is flowing to all the petals or leaves. Slowly take your time. Blend. Yes. And then you can add some highlights with your chalk on the Ravel also. You can add touches on your flux, probably just a slight touch. What is already there on your stub may be enough to do that. Yes. So go around and touch your flux like this. So I have shaded my flux also. Again switching to my jelly roll. Going to highlight these orbs a little with my jelly roll. Add the white inside the orbs. Yes. Go around, take your time wherever you have those orbs. Next comes the chalk. Yes, again make sure the chalk pencil is dark enough. Highlight the other side. I'm sorry, chalk pencil is sharp enough. Yes. So we will add highlights on our Ravel. Wherever there are overlaps, please add graphite and then chalk in the center space. Yes. So slowly go ahead, take your time. Places where lines are going over, under, add graphite. Rest of the spaces add chalk. Some flux here which are quite a little bigger, so you can shade them also. Add some chalk on the other half of your flux. Spaces are small, but you can definitely give a touch. Yes, sharpen your pencil if required. So I'm going to continue like this. Go ahead and add highlights on my Ravel. You take your time with shading. Don't hit stop. So adding some extra graphite wherever I feel the need, and then adding highlights in between the graphite to the Ravel. Yes. So go ahead, take your time. Slowly do this exercise for all. So I'm done shading all my Ravel, and now I'm just giving a slight touch on these orbs, the comparatively bigger ones, adding graphite at the bottom and highlighting the top. Yes, a touch of graphite at the bottom and then highlighting the top. So wherever you have these bigger orbs, you can also shade these orbs separately, like pearls standing out. Yes, that's entirely your choice. How do you want to? So just go ahead and do that exercise. Wherever you have spaces to add both graphite and the highlight. Yes. Take your time. And that's it. I finished doing that exercise, adding that little graphite and white chalk inside the Ravels. Yes. So it is entirely up to you. You can either stop here, or if you want, you can go on and add some more, something like using your jelly roll and adding some extra lines over your Ravel. Yes, even that is possible. I'm going to be stopping here and put my chop, close my tile here. Yes, do sign and date your tile. And I shall see you again with a brand new series. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.